Well, hello from Southern Ontario. As per the title, the most terrifying video on the internet today. And no, it's not this one. It's on Pierre-Paul Levaire's YouTube channel, and it's on Zoom, and he's talking with Rachel Harder. And you have got to see this. It is some terrifying. Now, it's 30 minutes long. You could skip the first 10 minutes maybe. They explain how it happened, and I mean, maybe you shouldn't skip it. The last 5 minutes really cut to the meat of it. But here's what's terrifying about it. Paul Levere, and I wish at this point I had the technology to bring up that video and show you the little clips. But the best I could do was go through it and write the lines down. Paul Levere says, citizens have to rise up and hold the state accountable. Think about that. Citizens have to rise up and hold the state accountable. Yeah, he said that. He also asked in there for help from the citizens. Post and repost and share this video. That line again, citizens have to rise up and hold the state accountable. That's his admission that Parliament has lost control of the Trudeau government. Rachel responds, it's a blatant attempt to seize control in a way we have never seen before. Over the last, 15 months, quietly, sneakily, and ultimately, this is about control. Paul Levere, the real agenda. And he mentions egomaniac. And it goes on. Paul Levere says, at one point he says, if this bill passes in 5 months, we won't be able to be having a video like this, Rachel. I'd say more like 5 months, Mr. Paul Levere, not 5 years. Rachel at one point says, our democracy is under attack. Our country is under attack. Paul Levere, and you could cut to the last 7 minutes, really. He says, the Trudeau government had massive powers since COVID, unprecedented. What is now clear is that Trudeau does not want to give up these powers. He's had a taste of governmental authority, and it has been too delicious for him to ever give up. He's addictive to massive governmental control. He's an egomaniac and absolutely obsessed with keeping and expanding his control. And Rachel Harder, at one point says, in the last 15 months, we have seen the government seize control in a way we have never seen before. Now, each and every one of those statements is no doubt true. But let's go back to Paul Levere. Citizens have to rise up and hold the state accountable. Whoa. Let's put that into an antiquated analogy. Let's go back to, the 15 or 1600s or something. You had the king and his court in the big high castle there, and then you had the dukes and the barons and the squires and the earls and the serfs. The serfs were the peasants. That's us. So here we have Paul Levere and Harder. A couple of dukes have just come from the royal court, and what they're saying to us, the peasantry, is the king is intoxicated with power. He's power mad. And I've said before, it's not the Liberal Party of Canada anymore. It's the Trudeau Party of I want to be a dictator and wear the eternal crown. Citizens have to rise up and hold the state accountable. Couple of points to really think about. One is, this social media has been around. It didn't just pop up overnight. It's been around, 20 years now. Have you ever heard a politician use this media to admit they're in over their heads and they need the help of the citizenry? No. And I kind of forget my second point. It was related to that one. But that they've had to resort to it, I guess, is my second point. Is it not terrifying? Yes. Your Uncle Carl's been saying it for 1.5 years, 2 years now. He wants the Eternal Crown. And hey, I was a late bloomer, slow to step up to the plate and catch the play here. Yeah, he wants the Eternal Crown. Double-edged sword here with this Bill C-10 issue. It's in the public's eye and in the public's face. Are we going to rise up and hold the state accountable? Or are we going to fold and he gets his Eternal Crown? The second point to consider is, and I've been saying this for 6 months or more, maybe a year, he's getting pretty bold and pretty blatant. And I think this one's the one where he's really putting it out there and saying, I'll have the crown and there's nothing you can do about it. Let's hope he played his cards a little too soon. This is the medium that we fight with. Post, repost, send and share. Don't let this die. It's got to grow, not fade. If we don't fight and win here on this media, we're going to, well, we'll be on the streets. They've already put a big fence up around Parliament up in Ottawa. Now, I can't send you, I don't know, have the technology, I'm not hip enough for the link. There's a Citizens Coalition group that, if you go to there and sift down through, you'll see that video. It's under Pierre Poilievre's name. There's a picture of he and Rachel Harder sitting there on a split screen as they do this video conference. That's the only way I know to, again, I don't know how to link you to it or put those little pop-ups in or whatever, but check that video out. It's about 30 minutes long. It's a little dry at first, but once they cut into the meat of it, take a listen to what they're saying. Listen to it twice. The citizens have to rise up and hold the state accountable. What is now clear is that Trudeau does not want to give up those powers. He's had a taste of the governmental authority, and it has been too delicious to him to ever give up. He's addictive to the massive government control. He is an egomaniac and absolutely obsessed with keeping and expanding his control. Well, hey, you may have heard it first here from your Uncle Carl, but again, this is unprecedented and terrifying when a couple of frontline politicians, voted in sitting members of Parliament are asking for the public's help, and talking in a fashion as blatant as this. It is terrifying, people, and our haircut at the helm has got to be stopped.